The 1987 De Tomaso Pantera GT5-S was one of the wildest Italian-American supercars of the 1980s. Basically, a mid-engine exotic wrapped around a thunderous Ford V8. It looked like a spaceship, sounded like a NASCAR pit lane, and had the road manners of a barely domesticated animal. De Tomaso was born from the vision of Alejandro de Tomaso, who set out to blend Italian design with American V8 power. That idea came to life in cars like the De Tomaso Mangusta and the iconic De Tomaso Pantera, machines that were raw, fast, and unlike anything else on the road. By the 1970s, the company expanded aggressively, acquiring Moto Guzzi and taking control of Maserati. The Pantera's design came from Tom Ciarda at Ghia, 1934 to 2017, was an American-born automotive designer celebrated for shaping some of the most elegant Italian sports cars of the 20th century. Based for most of his career in Turin, he left a lasting legacy through designs that blended restrained American clarity with Italian sophistication. Ciarda's early works at Ghia included the 1959 Ghia Selene and Innocenti 950 Spider. At Pininfarina, he designed the Chevrolet Corvette Rondine concept, Ferrari 330 GT2+2, and Ferrari 365 California. Tomaso Pantera, one of the most iconic sports cars of its era, as well as the Isuzu Bellette MX-1600 and Ford Fiesta after Ghia was acquired by Ford. Fewer than 183 GT5-S models were reportedly built, making it one of the rarest Pantera variants. Under the rear deck sat a Ford 351 Cleveland V8, pushing roughly 345 horsepower through a ZF 5-speed manual transmission. In an era dominated by turbochargers and electronics, the Pantera stayed brutally analog. No traction control, no driver aids, just raw mechanical violence. Factory figures claimed a top speed around 174 miles per hour with 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 5 seconds. What made the GT5-S special was its ultra-wide steel bodywork. Earlier, GT5 cars used bolt-on fiberglass flares, but the GT5-S integrated those flares into steel body panels. The S literally stood for steel.
Car lovers have always had their differences, and few of these groups are further apart than those who love Italian exotics and the fans of the Ford Mustang. But what many people don't know is that there is an Italian exotic with a heart that comes from Dearborn. It's the De Tomaso Pantera GT5-S, a hot-blooded Italian that any Mustang fan could love. Of course, there's no chance that you would ever mistake the Pantera for a Mustang. From the bullet nose to the sloping tail with its Lamborghini-like wing, this car's appearance screams Italian exotic. Strangely enough, all current cosmetics are the work of American distributor Kirk Evans. Evans turned an Italian love affair into a business when his company, Amerisport Incorporated, started importing the Pantera in 1986. Before that, he had made a name for himself by restoring many of the first-generation Panteras that Lincoln Mercury distributed in the early 70s. Current Panteras come from the De Tomaso plant in Modena, Italy, with chassis, body shell, and interior complete. Amerisport then installs the powertrain, exhaust, bumpers, and cosmetic additions such as the rear wing. The result is a car that is not only more aggressive looking than previous Panteras, but is legally an American-built car. The key to the phrase American-built is the engine, Ford's classic Cleveland 351 V8. This 70s vintage engine has lived in a variety of Ford products, including the Mustang and Fairlane. In Pantera trim, it produces 300 horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque. This propels the Pantera from 0 to 60 in a blistering 5.5 seconds. and through the quarter mile in 14.7 seconds at 96 miles per hour. During our testing at Pocono International Raceway, we also found braking to be impressive, with stops averaging 116 feet. This is thanks to heavy-duty disc brakes on all four wheels. As for handling, well, let's just say that the Pantera feels like a race car. It's big, powerful, and requires all the driver's attention all the time. It always fights you, unlike its easier-to-drive competitor, the Ferrari Testarossa. Of course, a Testarossa will cost you over $120,000, while the Pantera comes in at only $71,950. That's a bargain by supercar standards. The interior is pure Italian sports car, beautiful to some, tacky to others. Wood trim and old-style analog gauges abound. Entering and exiting are a gymnastic exercise thanks to the low roof and seats. But once you get in there, it is quite comfortable. And if all this has whetted your appetite for a test drive, then we have even more good news. Evans reports that future changes include a 425 horsepower supercharged engine and new exterior styling options. He's also planning to expand Pantera production to around 100 units per year. The De Tomaso Pantera GT5-S has a lot going for it. It's fast, exotic, and reasonably priced. And if you break down in the middle of nowhere, it can be fixed by a Ford dealer. Try that with a Lamborghini.
And it perfectly captured that late 70s/80s poster car energy. High, possibly low roofline, massive rear tires, NACA ducts, and Countach-style aggression without the contact price tag. A huge part of the Pantera legend comes from its strange identity crisis. Italian chassis and styling American V8 reliability and torque exotic looks with muscle car maintenance costs. That combo gave it a cult following that still exists today. Enthusiasts on Reddit regularly describe it as raw, timeless, and the most outrun-esque car ever made. The car also carried a bit of rock star mythology. The story of Elvis Presley and his De Tomaso Pantera is one of the most legendary and wild moments in car culture. In the early 1970s, Elvis bought a Pantera drawn to its exotic Italian styling and raw American V8 power. It was exactly the kind of machine that fit his personality. Bold, flashy, and a little unpredictable. But the relationship didn't last long. One day at Graceland, the Pantera refused to start. Elvis, already known for his short temper and dramatic reactions, wasn't having it. Instead of waiting for a mechanic, he grabbed a handgun. Right there, in his driveway, Elvis shot the car. The bullet reportedly hit the steering wheel or dash area, depending on the version of the story, but the message was clear. The king expected his machines to work. The moment instantly became automotive folklore. It perfectly captured both the unpredictable nature of the Pantera and Elvis's larger-than-life personality. Ironically, that story only made the Pantera more iconic. It wasn't just a car. It was a machine so raw and temperamental that even Elvis Presley couldn't tame it. Today, the tale lives on as one of the most unforgettable intersections of rock and roll history and exotic car culture. But beneath the surface, cracks were forming. Maserati's lineup during this era, especially cars like the Biturbo, kept the company alive financially, but developed a reputation for inconsistent quality. Costs mounted, reputations slipped, and by the early 1990s, the empire began to unravel. De Tomaso lost control of Maserati in 1993, and without it, the company's foundation weakened dramatically. The years that followed were quiet and uncertain. Production slowed, innovation stalled, and the brand that once symbolized fearless creativity began to fade. Then, in 2004, it happened. De Tomaso went into liquidation. It was the end of an era, and for many, it seemed like the final chapter of a once iconic name. By 2015, the remnants of the company were sold to a Hong Kong-based investment group, Ideal Team Ventures. This time, the approach was quieter, less hype, more patience. Years passed with little noise, until suddenly the brand resurfaced with something unexpected, a modern interpretation of its past. The release of the De Tomaso P72 signaled that De Tomaso wasn't trying to chase the future. It was trying to reconnect with its soul. Hand-built, analog-inspired, and deeply rooted in its heritage, the car felt like a tribute to everything the brand once stood for. De Tomaso's story isn't just about cars. It's about ambition, risk, collapse, and persistence. A company that rose fast, fell hard, disappeared more than once, and still refuses to stay gone. If you believe the forgotten deserve to be remembered, like this video, then subscribe to Muscle Cars Legends, where legends don't die, they're reborn.